Hello viewers, the Pharma Duos are back on this Sunday evening once again. So let us invite you for yet another beautiful journey on Pharma Duos. So this is Dr. Shanmusundaram and Dr. Satish, and today mostly we are going to address on the GPAT, how to crack a GPAT, what are the benefits of GPAT, how easy it is to crack a GPAT, and how can you obtain the scholarship, and what is the benefits of the scholarship, how much per month the students will be getting, because many youngsters will be in the verge of going for a PG degree because now it's a season for the final years to come out, and many have attended GPAT already, but they would are having a less success story of GPAT, but many are having good success stories in GPAT, and so this is to discuss. At least they can prepare in this pandemic for the good GPAT session, and because the students will be little leisure in this period, so they can prepare how easily they can prepare and how easily they can present. So that is what it is meant by this particular show. And the guest, we have a very young guest who is studying actually PG only, because we have brought a guest who has cracked the GPAT and who is studying M-Form using GPAT scholarship and getting 12,500 to 13,000 per month from AICT. So if you hear from the mouth of a youngster, that is how she was able to crack the GPAT, and what all she did for preparing and how for getting and scoring a GPAT session. So all this will be a very important and useful tips for the youngsters in the same age group, because when some senior 1 year 2 years elder senior talks to them, so that they'll be getting a very good exposure, very good idea. That was the idea of this particular show. Now it's over to Dr. Satish for his opening remarks. Then we'll introduce the guest. And before introducing the guest, we'll be talking our story and my story on our GPAT and other things. Then we'll introduce the guest. Now it's over to Dr. Satish for his opening remarks.
Yeah, good evening, viewers, and yet another beautiful show of Pharma Duo Talk Show. And I'm very happy to be with you all in this evening. And this talk show is exclusively about going for an PG program, particularly M-Pharm. So many youngsters, when they are completing their third year or final year of B-Pharm, they might have been there will be a dream that they should go for a PG, have studies, and they have to do PhD and so on. So if that is the case, don't miss this show till the end. We are having a lot of informations about how to prepare for the GPAT, how to attend the questions of a GPAT, what are the tips and small tricks that you can adopt for cracking this beautiful examination, and how you can score more, and how to select colleges, and all these things we are going to discuss in this show. And basically, I think that in South India, particularly in Tamil Nadu and Kerala, the number of candidates appearing for this GPAT is coming down, and I don't know the real reason why it is happening so. And in earlier days, when we were in B-Pharm and all, we can see a lot of people, lot of B-Pharm third years and final years will appear for the exam. But the proportionally, if we are seeing now, the number of or the proportion or percentage of the students attending the GPAT exam itself is very proportionately less, because that time when we are studying, there are less number of colleges, less number of students. But now we have more number of colleges and proportion is reduced. So that is what my concern. And by taking this competitive exam, lot of benefits are there in future also. So this show brings you a lot of information about how to prepare, crack, and succeed in GPAT. So with this note, I hand over the stage to Dr. Shanmusundaram for further proceeding.
Thank you, Dr. Satish. Actually, in those days, already one of the episodes we have touched upon our journey on GATE, actually GPAT and GATE, because in those times in 1999, because I was from a 95 to 99 B-Pharm batch, in those days in 1999, it was under the name of GATE. Now only this, for the past 5 to 6 years, it is in the name of GPAT, that is Graduate Pharmacy Aptitude Test. Previously, it was Graduate Aptitude Test on Engineering, under which we had a branch in pharmacy who will be conducting the thing, and mostly it was conducted by IITs. And yeah, and the question papers, everything will be from different, though it is from the pharma people, whereas the main organizers will be IITs and BHUs and these type of institutions in those period. Actually, to frankly speaking, I was not in the mood of going for the GATE exam for pharmacy when I did my B Pharm. Suddenly, my father told me, I have seen many ads in the papers. There is a GATE application getting sold, and why you are not taking part in that? Then I told my father, I hear that it's actually a very tough process, and getting into GATE is difficult and other those things. That day, my father told me saying that first you participate in the race, then you see whether you are coming first or last. So participation inside the ground is different, and participation staying outside the ground and clapping. So that was the sentence my father told me. So I went on to buy a GATE application immediately. It was actually on Pongal holidays that time. In those periods, in 99 and after from 99 to another 5 to 6 years, I have seen GATE was constantly conducted on the second Saturday of February month actually, and the result will be displayed on March 31st of that particular year. This was a routine for 5 to 6 years from during my period. Later on, slowly the things started changing actually. So the ad has come during the time of Pongal holidays, and I was not able to go and get the application actually because during it was a long weekend holiday. I told my father that because that time it was exactly on second Saturday of February, and it was happened to be a February 14th Valentine's Day. For though it is not having any connection with it, but still it had my remembrance goes on that particular day of writing an exam. I told my father exactly it was on. My father told me on Jan 15th. I told my father it's exactly 30 days. So I don't know how far I'll be doing in the exam, but I'll start preparing for the exam. Then the day one itself, that is on January 15 in Pongal holidays itself, I started preparing, and I just went on to the syllabus and everything. I started preparing for the GATE syllabus, and few friends of my classmates as well as and a few other friends from different colleges, seniors and juniors, they gave me an hints how to study actually. Though they are not the big GATE scorers, they gave me an hint. So what I did is first started with the basics. I forgot about what I ever studied. I started with the basics, starting in the first year of my B Pharm. I was in 99. My first year of B Pharm was in 95. So from 95 to 96, whatever I started with that, I started with all the subjects from first year to final year. I listed it down and started preparing my own MCQs. That time it was only MCQs, and fortunately in my period there was no negative marking. So that was a fortunate thing for me. So but it was the syllabus was very vast, especially the medicinal chemistry, the pharmacology, everything was too vast syllabus. And those days we didn't have in the name of medicinal chemistry, we had it in the name of chemistry of synthetic drugs actually. And we are actually from a non-semester pattern, we are an annual pattern of B Pharm. So what happened is, and we nearly studied 300 to 350 in the chemistry of synthetic drugs, structures and other things, and chemistry of natural products. So all this put together, I had to prepare it in 1 month time. That was a challenge I had. So, but I sincerely started preparing. That is the thing. That's what I am telling to the youngsters. If you think that you have only 1 month or 2 months, you can definitely achieve it if you sincerely focus on your particular aspect. So I started preparing based on my subjects. Then I started one by one with pharmacology, chemistry, zootics, and other things. But each and everything, I was preparing my own set of questions and other things and hints from the books, whatever I studied, because that will be easy for me to recollect things. If I go into a new book and if I go into start studying something new, everything will totally look for me very new, and I may not be able to finish within a month's time. So whatever notes and other things I had it from my first year of B Pharmacy, and so I started collecting hints and MCQs and notes and objective type answers. Whatever I feel important, this will be asked in the and a few gate papers. And actually, one of my professors actually gave me some few gate question papers from which I got an idea, which how many part of question will come from each subject, that is from chemistry and pharmacology and zootics and so on, cognitive. So actually, those days the gate question papers were giving equal importance to all the five branches, that is your cognitive, zootics, pharmacology, chemistry, and etc. So I started preparing. I allocated nearly 1 week or 5 to 6 days for each branch. Like that, I divided myself. I started preparing. So in the last 3 to 4 days, I give it to myself as only just to refresh all the things whatever I prepared. So I prepared my own format of notes, my questions, my answers, so that I could recollect things. That is the way I prepared actually. And on February 14th, actually the question paper buying itself was a big task. Not the question paper, sorry, the application. Buying the gate application itself was a very big story in those days, because nowadays everything in one click and go. You can online, you can click, download, pay money in online. Now the exams are even online. So I'm not talking about GPAT exam in general. So everything is online now. But in those days, we had to pay 800 rupees Chelon, take a DD, that too, especially in a state bank, which is inside the IIT campus in Chennai. So you have to go to IIT campus. There will be a long queue. It's a general bank, not only for this. It's a State Bank of India, where you have to go and you have to purchase, pay a separate DD for 800 rupees. Then we have to take the challan, and there will be a place in IIT where you have to go and give the challan. There they will be giving the application. So this is a lengthy process for which you have to go to the bank first. Then one day will be gone for this buying the application. Similarly, this we have to go and return the application in the same place. So we have to stand in long queues, and that too in Chennai IIT those days we cannot travel because it is nearly 4 to 5 kilometers long inside. We have to wait for the IIT campus bus. We have to stay and we have to go inside and we have to buy and come. So for buying one day and for submitting the application other day. So that was a lengthy process actually. Nowadays everything is click and go. That's what I mean to say. So during this only 1 month of time, I need to spend one day for buying, one day for submitting the application. All those things are also there. And after the Pongal holidays, only 4 to 5 days was the holidays where I started preparing. Other days were my working days in college. That too, the CAT exams, that is the sessional exams, were on, because it was because every year that those days we used to have our regular final year exams on April 1st. That was a Dr. MGR Medical University setup actually. So everything was a hectic schedule for me, but I prepared nearly 8 to 9 hours a day for from studying on this. Unfortunately, I went to my center was in Anna University. Still, I remember in the engineering department in Anna University where the table and the bench was not suiting my height actually, because it was comfortable for others, but for me, unfortunately, the table height and thing was not suiting, and there was some back rest also for that table. So I started writing the thing, and exactly in 91 minutes, actually minimum 90 minutes, you have to stay inside. It's a 3 hours exam, you have to stay inside minimum 90 minutes. Exactly 92nd minute, I came out of the exam hall. My father was surprised. What did you do? Whether you wrote or something. I told my father everything to my knowledge, I had done it very well. So if I stay inside for more time, it doesn't mean that I'm going to get more marks. Whatever I know, I have written. So whatever I prepared for 1 month, it was a which I have done it. Then I forgot about it actually, because I was not into it. I went to my regular college activities, and for as I told in one of the previous episodes, also I didn't. The results also will be posted only in the GATE campus. Sorry, IIT campus. But I didn't go to the IIT campus to watch the results, because next year was my final year first exam in that too the final year first exam was CNP. So I was very much worried, and my center those times my centers were in different common centers. My center was MMC actually. So I started preparing for that, and I have not focused on the GATE results. I told my father in 1 or 2, because those days the results will be displayed for 1 week to 10 days in the GATE IIT campus itself. So I told my father, whenever you are free, you can just go around and get the results. So meantime, I don't want to waste it, and I'll study my thing and fine. But fortunately, one of my friends who was in Tiruvanmiyur, he also wanted to went to see his GATE results. So he also scored in GATE, but a little lesser than me, or 2 or 3% was lesser than me. So what happened is he went to the IIT campus and he gave me a call. Shanmuga, you got your GATE results and you have cleared it. Okay, okay, fine. I know I will clear it. No, no, he said you are one of the top 100 people, and because getting ranking in top 100 was too difficult those days, and my rank was exactly 97 or 98 those days. So my score was 95.45. That was my GATE score. So that time it was a really a big score and big result for me. But at the same time, one of my classmates was rank 4 actually. He scored 99.97 actually. So all these were there in my batch. Those times the culture was, as Sadish has told, if you 60 students in a class, nearly 40 will write for the GATE exam. Nowadays the culture is different. Only 10 students or 5 students from a batch is going and writing the GPAT or GATE exams. But those days the culture is 40 to 45 students will write the GATE, and nearly 10 to 15 will get qualified in different categories. They'll get qualified, and out of that 15, nearly 5 to 10 will go and study for the PG programs using the GPAT or GATE results. But now the culture is actually difficult. So what I mean to say is, all the students now you have an opportunity. It's not very difficult. You people think it's very difficult. So only in Wales to make a mark of this, we 2 to 3 years back we initiated a dedicated Friday evenings 1 hour. That is after college hours from 4:30 to 5:30. The students who were interested, the faculty started taking classes on each subject in the GPAT format, so that they will be helping and motivating for the students. Like that, only one of the student who is now, why I call her a student, because he is a PG student yet in the Wales University, who was qualified from GATE and GPAT, and so she is going to be the guest of the day. So with this note on my GPAT story, later Satish will be sharing his other points on GATE and GPAT. So with this point on my GPAT story, I am going to start with by introducing the guest for the day. It is Ms. Ilavarati, who is currently doing M-Form analysis second year, that is third semester. So
Good
she
evening,
has
sir.
a good evening. She has started her journey in Wales in 2015 as a BPharm student and completed a BPharm in 2019. Then she immediately, last year of 2019, she wrote a GPAT exam. Actually, she was one of the batch where we started the GPAT coaching for the students. It's a very free course. It's only a voluntary service from various faculty members on Friday evenings from 4:30 to 5:30. It was initiated by one of the senior faculty member of the cognitive department. So with that motive, we started giving our tips and tricks to the student, and uh, as Satish has told once again, to improvise the culture of students going for the examinations, we started this, and nearly 30 to 35 students attended the GPAT exam, out of which 5 to 6 were qualified in that particular batch. And they were, because they were from different parts of the country, they went to different parts and different colleges to join. Whereas Ilavasi, being a Chennai girl, she opted to be back to only Wales. And this is also information that while cracking GPAT, you need not rely upon the government institutions, because government institutions and seats in government institutions are less. Whereas you can, there are a lot of private institutions where the ACT has approved the GPAT scholarships. So one of the institutions is Wales in Chennai. Similarly, a lot of other institutions are also available. So she wanted to be back to the parent institution itself. So she joined back in Wales in M-Pharm analysis. But getting a scholarship will take nearly 3 months to 4 months to initiate, because we have to, after, the basic rule is with the GPAT score, the student has to get enrolled into some private or government institution. After that, and the institution has to intimate to the ACT office that this via the ACT portal. That is, the student has a proper register number and IDs that has to be communicated. Then after that, the ACT will tell the student to upload all the documents. They'll initiate the student first, upload the documents in the ACT portal, and the institution has to verify those documents initially and give the approval. After that, ACT will give a verification process. Then all this will take part, and after that, the student will get the scholarship approval. and student will be getting the scholarship directly into the bank account, not through the institution or something. It will be directly credited to the bank account, not through the institution. So, and I think the student is getting 12,500 rupees scholarship, but 1 or 2 months it will not, that is a fixed amount of the scholarship, but based on the attendance. The student is not having a proper attendance, or student is having less attendance on a particular month, she may get as per the percentage of attendance she is coming to college. Because every day we have to mark the attendance of the student in the AICT portal. So that is done by the administrative office based on the attendance given from the department. These are the basic procedures, because many people will not be knowing that attendance has to be marked in AICT portal, and then only the scholarship will be counted. Based on the attendance we are marking on the AICT portal, based on the percentage of attendance, it is calculated by the AICT portal computer. Then only the student will be getting the scholarship amount.
Scholarship.
So every month it will be varying. If she's having an 100% scholarship without the public holidays and Sundays, then she'll be getting a 12,500 rupees scholarship. Otherwise, it ranges from the based on the percentage of the scholarship that she is going to get. Now it's time for Ilavasi to introduce herself as a personal introduction. Then she'll be talking a journey or whatever I told. She'll be talking a journey, B form journey, M form journey, then out exclusively she prepared for the GPAT, because that is the motive and idea of this particular show. She'll focus on the area in what all subjects she concentrated, what is the question paper pattern she followed, and since now the system is having negative markings, how is she is able to get out of the negative markings. When I had a usually when during the college days, when she finished GPAT, I asked her how you are able to do that. She told me that it is a wise idea not to attend all the questions, because if you attend all the questions, you may lose marks for the questions you have written correctly. Also, you have to think about, and we have to take it as a challenge to leave some questions if you are not confident enough. So all these things we'll be sharing with Dr. Satish. Now it's over to Ilavasi to give a personal introduction. With that, Dr. Satish will be interacting with Ilavasi.
Yes, sir.
Ilavasi, it's your time.
Okay. I'm Ilavarasi. I had completed my B Form in 2015 to 2019 batch in Vistas, and I'm currently pursuing my M Form in pharmaceutical analysis in Vistas again. And I have qualified GPAT. I'm continuing my studies in Wales again. And the reason is Vistas has a very wide range of knowledge, and if we work hard, we can gain the fruit of success. And also,
Okay,
sir.
okay,
You go ahead. Go ahead.
brother, go ahead, go ahead.
Yes, sir. And and also the staffs and everyone helped me. That is the major reason that I have qualified, sir.
Okay,
Okay,
now it's
next.
Dr. Satish sir will be interacting with you with few questions. Answer the questions so that it will be easy for the audience to.
Okay.
And you
Yes, sir.
can little lower your mic because your it is
Okay,
having
sir.
noise disturbance. Okay. Okay.
Okay, sir.
It's over to Dr. Satish.
Yes, sir.
Okay, ma'am. I wish to know whether you are planning for your PG program right from the beginning of B Pharmacy, or in the end of B Pharm only you got an idea that you should do M Pharm, and you have to go ahead with higher studies. At what
So,
point you decided this going for higher studies?
so on my third year, my seniors and my staffs, I know about GPAT or about my GPAT. My seniors and staffs are telling about it, and then
No,
only
no,
I
no. I'm
got an idea
asking not about GPAT. When you decided to go for higher studies?
on my final year, sir. On my
Okay.
final year.
Okay. So now you can say about how this you came to know about GPAT, and other details regarding how to appear for it. What sort of things led you to write this GPAT?
So on my third year, my seniors and my staffs and all intimating about this GPAT. First, I have not have an idea about GPAT, and then I am asking one by one what is GPAT, how to prepare, and then they said about some ideas about it. So I have learned from 1 year before. From third year, I have started to prepare for GPAT, sir.
Very good. Okay, in what way this institution, your BPharm institution, Wales University, had helped you to uh, get through this exam?
uh, s- uh, all, first all the staff of Vistas are the major reason of my success in GPAT examination, sir. For any doubt or any clarification I want to ask, they will treat me friendly, and they will, if any a small bit of doubt also, they will clarify me, sir. Especially HOD ma'am, Dr. Vijanti ma'am, she supported me a lot and motivated me to crack the GPAT exam, sir.
Very good. That's why I think you had opted for pharmaceutical chemistry in your PG also. So it's
Yes,
very good
sir.
and very interesting. I had asked
Thank
you a
you, sir.
question for the viewers. I want to say something.
Yes,
I
sir.
had asked her a question about why she had, or when she had decided about going for an PG. For that, she had told that exactly without openly, she told that in the final year only she decided to go for a PG.
Yes.
Why I ask this question, dear viewers? We have, as a faculty member, we have a lot of influence over the students in promoting their career. Many of the teachers, when I am in my B Farm, many of the teachers impress us with going for an higher education, and they put lot of information upon us regarding the postgraduate program, how it will be, how long it will be, and where are the best colleges available, and what are the exams we have to prepare for. And like that, lot of information the faculty members will inform us, so that we got an interest, or our classmates will get an interest even in the second year, third year itself. That may be one of the important things that we have to impress upon. And uh, I think the college can also support the students in long way in easily cracking this exam, because most of the subjects and portions are from the B Farm. Now, I have another question for you.
Yes, sir.
Actually, when you what sort of preparations you had undergone during this period? Actually, in the third year itself, you are
Yes, sir.
aware of this GPAT exam,
Yes, sir.
and it's a wonderful thing that you are very well understood about this GPAT exam. And have you appeared in the third year and final year, or only in the final year you had appeared?
Sir, from third year, I've started preparing for GPAT, sir. Every day, 1 hour, I will spend time for GPAT for preparing, sir. Every one
Very
hour,
good.
I will spend each subject. It was very vast subject, so every 1 hour, I will study for GPAT exam, sir. I
Whether
prepared
syllabus
for it.
based on the whether based on the syllabus you had prepared, or
First,
uh,
first, first 6 months, I prepared for by using syllabus, sir. And next, by step, by using PDF, online mood test, mock test, like that, I have prepared for that, sir.
okay. uh, Whether your seniors had supported you, or whether seniors had provided some sort of books or notes like that for your
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. My senior Anjitaka was also qualified GPAT exam, sir. I asked some idea about it, and she also helped me for that, sir.
yeah. Okay. So here, what we want to take from you is a note to the viewers is that the seniors, a lot of people from our institution every year, they are getting cracking this exam, and they are the real pathfinders for this juniors. They are showing the pathway and what they have to travel. So this will really an interesting thing that seniors not only crack the exam, but they also help, and
Help.
by
Yes, sir.
providing a lot of information to their juniors, they are helping them to crack this exam. It's an interesting thing. And
Yes, sir.
one more question shall I put? That
Yes,
is,
sir.
when you are planning to write an exam,
Yes, sir.
that way, a competitive exam at a national level.
Yes, sir.
Uh, how much time you spend, that is 1 hour you spend,
Yes,
how
sir.
much time you spend for can you able to manage the time for your regular college studies? Because when we are in our gate exams, we had what is the thing is, we'll be having sufficient time because we are having early exams only. But now the system is semester based exams. So how you could able to manage the time between
So
regular?
in our college, library hour is there and research hour is there. In that time, I will go to digital library, and the digital library helps me a lot. In our library, uh, more books to refer it. So it helped me there, and when I'm free, I will learn in home, sir.
Okay. So you are comfortable both with going with the
Yes,
regular
sir.
exams of
Yes,
rails
sir.
as
Yes,
well
sir.
as it is comfortable. So you are not feel something hard. But
Yes, sir.
generally the students will have, and why I'm again asking this question is generally the students will have an thought that it will be very tough for a student to go ahead with the whole syllabus of GPAT in one
Yes, sir.
hand, and the regular exams and other tests which are conducted in the college for that particular third year or final year, whatever it may be, he is or she is. And it is going hand by hand is very difficult. They may have such an impression, but it's not true. We can
Yes, sir.
easily handle those things. That is the
Yes, sir.
information what we get from illiteracy.
So
And now my question is about uh, how you felt about before writing the exam. Are you tensed, or are you comfortable? And what you say about your exam day? How you spend that exam day?
the exam is about 3 hours, sir.
Mm.
Sir,
Yeah,
the exam.
please go ahead.
Okay, sir. The exam is about 3 hours. First, there will be somewhat. I have been nervous for the exam, and then when I gone through the exam paper, it was very easy because the basic is the first important thing, and everything was very easy. What they teach me and what they explain me in our college, uh, it's very easy for me to attend it, sir. So mostly, what type of question they ask means problems. Most of the problems, when we learn equation from our basic, it will be easy to attend that problem and also.
Okay. How much? 3 hours is the time you told. How long you wrote the exam? 3 hours you wrote, or earlier itself you completed, or
So 3 hours exam, so 125 questions. After 3 hours only, we can submit it. First 15 minutes, we want to learn every questions. Yeah,
okay,
each I learn and answer, sir. If when I felt I can't answer this question, I leave it because the negative mark is there. So I leave the question, sir.
okay. Another important point what she mentions is here is you have to read the questions very carefully first, and after reading, if it is a known question, you can answer it. If it is new to you, you are not heard about that question, or you are not sure about the answer, then no need to attend it, because it's a competitive exam which has a negative marking. So it's better to avoid the questions that you are not sure about the answer. Okay, see what sort of feeling, whether you are confident that you will get through the exam after completing it. So after the election, usually the candidates will say that after election voting is over, they will release the uh, pre-polling vote predictions and all. What was your prediction about your exam? Whether you are very sure about or confident about cracking it, or you are
Sir,
doubtful, or
I'm sure about cracking it, sir. But on the result day, I didn't see my result itself, sir. Everybody called me and then they told my result, sir. Somewhat nervous
right?
in my result, sir.
Okay. So what was the exact percentile you had scored? Actually, in GPAT, I think we'll call it as percentile, which is calculated as
95%,
the base
95%, sir.
95 percentage. Okay. In uh, what aspect? Now the next step is about the selection of the next college. Have you decided that you have to select this institution if I get through the exam, or based on the score we can decide like that you left? What
No,
was your
sir. My idea is I'm comfortable with Wales, sir. And then I ask, and I'm asking about that, whether I had cleared the GPAT, I can enter into this Wales University. I'm very clear that I want Wales University for my masters, because every staffs are helping me, so my research idea will be good in this college. So I prefer first Wales only, sir, for my masters.
Okay. So one imaginary question: if you had not cracked the exam, this GPAT exam, whether you might have joined in Wales?
Yes, sir.
Then also yes. Okay.
Yes.
So you are very clear about that. You have to pursue your higher degree in higher education in Wales,
Wales.
and
Yes, sir.
it's very really happy. I'm really happy about it. And it's over to Dr. Shanmusundaram for a few more questions.
So,
Yes, sir.
how was that 1 hour on every Friday? Different staffs are taking you class, right?
Yes,
So,
sir.
in those classes, what type of because they are not taking you classes, they are just giving you the
The
ideas and
materials
yeah,
and ideas.
yeah. So, what are the things they shared with you? What are the ideas from that? It was helpful actually because we as a faculty also should know that which area was helpful so that we can focus on that particular area. But for that only, because we were told 4 or 5, we have given 4 or 5 areas of addressing, but only 1 or 2 areas may be helpful, and other 3 areas may not be helpful. So, which area was helpful? If you are able to say, means then all the viewers as well as the audience and they will also be able to guide you in those particular matters.
Yes, sir. Sir, in every year question banks, in every year there are 6 to 8 questions based on the spectroscopies, sir, in for GPAC. In every year they will ask from the spectroscopy like mask, IR, UV, like that. So I have learned, in every year the questions was there in that GPAT. I have selected some questions which are repeated in every year. I have wrote in a notebook, and it was very easy to learn for me, sir. And it is
Okay,
also come in GPAT exam, sir.
it's also a
It also came for GPAT exam, sir.
you're lucky enough to get the similar type of questions. So
Yes, sir.
from where you can download these GPAT question papers?
So from in our digital library, some GPAT books are there, and some previous year question paper we can download from that GPAT web itself, sir.
Yeah, I'm not talking about the sources in Wales. I'm generally talking about from which website we can get it.
Sir, in after releasing the result, they will give with the key, sir, for years 2018 2019 for year. We can download from that, sir. From GPAT itself, we can download, sir.
So in your time, I'm not talking from Wales. Overall, how many would have wrote GPAT exams total all over India?
Sir,
No, total all over India during your session, how many would have written the exam?
10,000, sir. 10,000 plus,
No.
sir.
So the GPAT score is calculated on percentile basis, right? That is,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
can you explain on that so that the viewers will be able to know what it is?
So in that, for community base, it will be there, sir. In that community base, in that they will give some ranking. This much member have cleared this, like that. In my community base, I 393 members have cleared in the GPAT, sir.
Okay, so that is the person who is scoring the top mark will be taken as
Yes,
100%. From that, the
yes,
other
yes, sir.
person's marks will be started calculating. That is how exactly it is done.
Yes, sir.
So, how long it you took for you to receive the scorecard of GPATs?
Sir, scorecard immediately it came, sir.
So immediately you received your scorecard.
Yes,
So
yes, sir.
that time you are about to write your final year exams, right? After that
Yes, sir.
only. So after writing your final year exams, this scorecard is valid for 1 year or 2 years.
2 years, sir. 3 years, 3 years. 2021 till Feb 21.
Okay. So
3 years.
within those 3 years, you can select any one institution and we can go for your procedures.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that was the one good thing actually, because once if you crack, this is a news because in those times when I told that it was too easy you can write GPAT GATE actually in third year of your B Pharmacy, and completing the final year, you can apply. Or if you feel your score is little lesser in the third year, you can go for the one more attempt also in the final year of the GATE, and you can improvise your score or something like that. Whichever score is better, that scorecard will be the valid scorecard, and based on that, you can go for the thing. But as I told you, I cracked only GATE only in the last session of my thing. I didn't do it in the third year itself. So this is an opportunity that you can write GPAT in third year as well as in final year, so that once we are not able to crack also next year, you can get a chance. So all the students, don't wait for the final year to come. You can start doing this in the third year, because the subjects include from first year to final year. It's not only from third year subjects or from the final year subjects. The subjects from inorganic chemistry and whatever subjects you find it in the first year, that will be there. And those are writing the third year exams, third year itself, they have to be little more advanced in having knowledge about the final year subjects also, so that they can start having a preparation on basics of final year subjects. It is actually the preparation of GATE is not purely like what we study for our university exams. It's totally a different concept. Actually, as Ilavasi told, you have to download some bunch of question papers first. You have to get the idea. So, how many questions are asked in each category? Each for cognosy, how many percentages are allotted? For chemistry, how many percentages are allotted? For zootics, how much? For pharmacology, how much? So, all these type of percentage, you have to have a mind calculation. This much chapters has to be studied. So, in that, but for if it is 25% of pharmacology is asked, in that 25% also they give importance to particular area and particular subjects. As Ilavasi was telling, it was on spectroscopy is a very important aspect in pharmaceutical analysis. Nearly out of 78 questions will be down from spectroscopy. So if you have a 5 to 6 units in a subject, all the 6 units will not be on importance for the GPAT. You have to identify the units from each subject. That is your simple first trick. First trick is to download all the question papers. From that question papers, you have to narrow down to the percentage of subjects. For example, cognosy may be 20%, chemistry may be 30%, zootics may be 35%, and pharmacology may be another 25%. Like this, the branch and percentage of the things differs actually. So what is the thing what I mean to say is, to the viewers, first you identify the percentage based on the question paper concepts. So what you have to do is, you have to narrow down these subjects, and that in first year, which are the units are very important, and second year, which are the units important, third year and final year. In case of final year, the students are not aware of those students who are going for the third year itself exams. If they are not aware of the final year subjects, they can get help from the faculty members as well as from the senior students who are studying for GATE and preparing for GPAT. Actually, preparing for any competitive exam is not an easy process. So preparing for a competitive exam is you should be very focused enough to prepare for a competitive exam, and you should have a mental thing that definitely I should get this done. If you're having a willingness to do it, only it can be done. So for preparing competitive exams, my advice to all the young aspirants who are showing this show is, you just download the GPAT question papers, narrow down the percentage of subjects asked, and narrow down the topics or the units in which the questions are coming from. Then only it can be done. Okay, Ilavasi, it was a very good journey for you from B Farm to your M Farm through GATE. Actually, otherwise also you would have joined M Farm in any institution or in Wales itself. That was your prime motive. That only actually pushed you to write a GATE in a proper GPAT in a proper manner. That's
Yes,
what
sir.
I'll be saying, because many will be having diversified ideas. That students will be thinking that if I get GPAT, I'll go for PG. Otherwise, I go for job. Otherwise, I do something else other than M.Pharm. Also, this is how the students have a diversified mentality. But if the students are having a particular focus mentality, then definitely I should do PG, and through GATE only, GPAT only, I should crack it. So all these things are, it should be a determination and a willpower of the students, which makes them to go through any competitive exams. So now let us talk something about after you're joining in Wales, because as I told you, you should first select one institution and join, then only you can apply for your GPAT scholarship, right? So
Yes, sir.
like that, you joined in your Wales. How long it took for you to apply for the scholarship, or is there any period which was specified by AICTE that during this period you have to apply? Yes.
Yes,
Can
sir.
you
Yes,
highlight on?
sir. Yes, sir. After my scorecard came, first I want to give my application and my details to my college office, and they will send the mail to AICT, sir, and the mail will come to our college, and then they will do a correct verification process, sir.
Okay. So the process is after you join the institution will be sending your details to the ACT
Yes,
through
sir.
the mail, and the ACT will reply back that this or whatever thing is done. And
Yes,
actually,
sir.
I remember that the ACT has sent me a mail because since I am
Yes,
the
sir.
director of the
Directors.
institution, and they have sent me a mail stating that these are the documents has to be submitted by the student.
Student.
So, do you remember what are the documents you uploaded into the ACT portal?
uh, Community certificate, sir, with English or Hindi.
Okay. I think you
And
had a problem with that community certificate
yes,
because
sir.
it
Yes,
was
sir. Yes,
because it
sir.
was in the native language. This is a very
Yes, sir.
important point to be noted for the viewers. But in case of only now, I'm not talking in general. In case of the AACT scholar, that is the GPAT scholarship, the community certificate should be in English language or in Hindi language because they don't accept any other native languages. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Other than community certificate, what else was
Uh,
asked?
score Scorecard
Hmm.
and bank verification book, sir,
Okay.
and Aadhaar card, sir.
And Aadhaar card. Okay. How long it took for you to get this all verified by ACT?
2 months, sir.
Yeah. Initially, after the because the institution where the student has enrolled, they have to institution has to provide a portal, enroll the student through the ACT portal. The details has to be enrolled. Then the student will be having a ID, separate
Thank
ID
you.
and password for entering the documents. So the student has to, as she has told, the community certificate, the bank passbook, and the Aadhaar card and the GET scorecard has to be scanned and uploaded into that particular student ID of the portal. Once it then it will come reflect it on the institution ID actually. First it will reflect on the institution ID, then it will also reflect on the AACT ID. That is a thing. The institution from the institution ID, the institution verifies that this all the documents submitted by the candidate is appropriate. Then it will go to the AACT ID and AACT portal, then AICT will take time for its regular procedures and following the norms. AICT will be providing all the things, and then they'll give a green signal for the candidate that this candidate has been approved, and that also will send to the mail of the concerned institution principal or director of the institution. Then the student will be a proper enrolled student for eligible for the GPAT scholarship.
Yes,
Then
sir.
what is the procedure is it is for the institution to every day upload a attendance for the student, because the
Yes,
student attendance has to be uploaded in the portal. Then only the student will be receiving the scholarship, appropriate scholarship. And as I told you, it will not come to institution, it will directly be credited into this bank account of the student. So how much is your credit, and because they have paid all your backlogs also, right? They have
yes,
given
sir.
all
Yes, sir.
the,
From August, they have paid me, sir.
yeah. Once the student has enrolled into that particular thing,
College.
college, though she is told that the verification process takes place for 2 months, those verification days also will be counted, and they'll be giving back from the backlog, not only from the day of approval, from the day 2 months or 3 months it took. So the student need not think that though the verification is a long process, those months scholarship will not be given. It will be given 100%. They'll be giving back the scholarship
Yes, sir.
from the day one. The student has started entering in the portal if everything is correct. And so, how many months you got the full scholarship, and how many months you are not able to get because of your attendance?
Only January only I have get less, sir. Other months and all I am getting fully
Because
12,400, sir.
January you had a lesser attendance from your
Yes,
side,
sir.
so you are not
Yes,
able.
sir.
So
Yes,
during
sir.
the pandemic, also ACT is providing, right?
Yes, sir.
So during the pandemic, also though in a lockdown situation, and the institution is conducting full-fledged online classes,
Online
and
classes.
Wales also is conducting the vistas. That is all. They are also conducting the online exams. They they completed for the outgoing students, and now they started doing it for the RES students and other regular students also. And students are also promoted as per the PCA norms, and they have been into the next subsequent semesters, and the online classes have started from August 3rd actually. So that is for the thing, and it's time for Satish sir to ask some few more questions for the candidate. Then I think so. Actually, Satish sir can share his experience because he has trained some of his since he is a very good professor of Sutix. He would have trained some given some tips on Sutix aspects to students who was going for GPAT and GATE exam from his younger days itself. Can I have some memories and ideas, whatever, and out of which, how many students you are able to, in later date, you can find them in thing. So it's
Yeah.
because since opening, I shared my memory on GPAT, my own story. It is the professor's story, how he was training, because that is also a very important aspect. Because if many professors do a dedicated training for the competitive exams, to various type of competitive exam, not only GPAT. So this is I like to hear because I also not heard from Satish so far about this particular aspect. Though we are friends for a longer period of time, let's myself and the viewers understand from his old Sivagasi days how he was training his students.
Yeah. Basically, I want to be very clear, and you have because you had not heard about my GPAT or a GATE exam because I'm not fortunate enough to attend that. That is the reason why you had not heard about my history about that GATE exam. Because the reason is I was the only son, and my parents don't want to go out of this Tamil Nadu, or a geographical jurisdiction was there for my parents. So they are not interested. Several times I told to them, but my parents told that no need to write. You want to study, that we'll accept, and we'll go ahead with that. You can go ahead for a PG program within Tamil Nadu. So basically, I was not focusing upon the GATE exam at that time. But I have a beautiful experience to share with the audience about how my classmates and seniors had prepared for this examination. That I want to share because there is some essence in it, I think. When I'm actually, I studied in a remote place called Sivakasi, where it is very difficult for even getting that GATE application on that. Those days we called as GATE. It is very difficult for us to even get the GATE application because we have to go to Madurai for collecting the GATE application, and one of 2 or 3 members from our class or our seniors will go. Why I'm saying seniors means we have a habit of writing the exams in third year itself in Sivakasi, SB College of Pharmacy. When we are in the second year itself, we notice that the third year students as well as the final year students will write the GATE exam. So they will send 1 or 2 members for Madurai to collect the application form. Then they will fill it and send to the. So they will return back or submit the application. That was the procedure that was followed in that college. Then the important thing that how the preparation was. Once they started in the preparation for the GPAT, the first part is collection of the notes. Either you prepare your notes or you collect the notes from whom they had prepared well, or they had cracked the exam, or who had an excessive collection of notes. You can collect from them and segregate it accordingly, which is missing in the current syllabus. You have to compare it with the current syllabus because there is an chance that every year that GATE or GPAT syllabus is being reviewed upon, so that you have to verify whether the notes for all the units, subunits, and chapters and topics, there are notes. So because when you want to, initially we'll focus upon the important topics. Then later stage, once the important topics are completed or thorough, then you can go for the less important topics or other topics. So when you are finding some time for the least important topics, if the notes are not there, it will be a very difficult situation for you in the last minute. So the first part or the first stage is you have to prepare or collect the notes and set it right. And the second stage is studying it. When you decided upon to go for a competitive examination, particularly GPAT. In our college, how the students usually they study means they will form into clusters. 3 students or 4 students, sometimes roommates together, they will form a cluster. They will allocate 1 hour or 1.5 hours for preparation of GATE, because they have to go for the regular studies also. Regular colleges is also on, and exams will be there, class tests will be there, and practical exams will be there. So many things will be there, sessional exams, so on. So we have to handle both the things. So we cannot spend the whole day for preparation of GPAT, and it is also not required, I think. From my experiences from my classmates, I clearly understood that the whole day preparation is not at all required. Daily 1 hour or maximum of 1.5 hours, if you could able to spend very focusedly, that is sufficient. That is sufficient, and that is good enough. And consistent days, daily you have to prepare. Weekly once or monthly once or monthly twice, it will not work out. Daily you have to spend at least 1 hour, 2.5 hours in preparing for this exam, competitive exam. And then you have to, the third stage is now what they will do on older days, they will collect the old GPAT question papers or GATE exam question papers, and they will try to answer for them. Okay, so that will be again a very beautiful experience. They can get a very good experience upon how these questions will be and how to answer them. And on those days, they also have descriptive type questions, not only MCQs, but also descriptive type questions were there when my classmates are writing. So they have to prepare accordingly. And the writing is also very important. So that they will do, and they will practice the exams. But nowadays, you can see that, as Lavarasi had rightly pointed out, mock tests were there in the online itself. You can go for that. But in olden days, as internet is an dream, where we have not even heard that that term internet, because it was about 96 and all. We had not heard that internet term also. So that time we have to depend upon the books in the library, the notes from the seniors, the old question papers that our seniors had given. So all these are the preparation. And group studies, I had seen and lot of members who had very seriously engaged in group studies had secured very good scores, very good GATE scores, and they had gone to different very good institutions. And once you write the exam, that's all, your part is over. And the next stage is you have to go for institution selection depending upon your percentile. So depending upon the percentile and depending upon the specialization you want, these two things you have to keep in mind while selecting the institution. Because you may know that some specializations will be very good in certain institutions. So you have to analyze, you have to talk with your seniors who are studying in different colleges about it. You can talk with your teachers about that, which specialization will be good in which institution, so that you can correctly or very prominently, appropriately select a best institution for your interest of choice. So these are the things I want to say about my personal experiences on GATE exam. And now I want to say something about, add something about the current GPAT exam. Actually, in olden days, as Dr. Shanmusundaram had clearly mentioned, it was conducted by IIT as GATE exam. And then in later stages, it was taken up by, in 2016, I think, it was taken up by AICT and converted into GPAT examination. Okay. Then GPAT examination was conducted by AICT or in association with certain universities. Then later on, from 2019 or 20 onwards, it was taken by NTA, National Testing Agency, is now conducting this GPAT exam. And the scholarship is provided by AICT. The NTA will conduct the test, and the results will be handed over to the students as well as the AICT. So the scholarship is now provided by AICT, but the exam is conducted by National Testing Agency. It is National Testing Agency is also a government agency. No need to worry. It is very exercising this responsibility very perfectly, and judicially. So no need to worry about it. It's a government agency which is conducting the exam and handing over the results to the ACT. So this information again, if I had gone through this syllabus for 2020 for pharmacy GPAT examination, it runs about 54 pages. I think that for BPharm syllabus also will be having some 50 pages or 60 pages syllabus. So this GPAT examination is also having about 54 pages of syllabus, including starting from the first year organic chemistry, physical chemistry, biochemistry, pharmacology. What is not there? Everything is there. Almost the whole BPharm will be covered in this. I can understand that, roughly seeing it, I can understand that the whole BPharm syllabus is there, including dispensing pharmacy. Everything is there. Then this sort of thing is preparation. So now you can use all the internet tools in the advanced stages. Now for preparing GPAT examination include not only group studies, not only notes collection, but you should also use the internet resources. You can get current updates and what are the previous year's question there, what is the key. Everything is now easily available on the internet, so you can download them and you have to go through them very thoroughly. This is how we can prepare for the exam and crack it easily. And Ilavarsi, now I am going to ask a question to you.
Yes, sir.
Once you joined Wales, are you now mentoring any of your juniors or BPharm students about this information? Have you transferred these informations to your students? How
Yes,
you are
sir.
interacting with them? Can you able to what sort of interest they are showing?
So now 2020 GPAT, I instructed my juniors to learn some. I have give some reference book to learn, sir, and I am give some ideas how I prepared for this, and I have interacted with them, sir. And I think 100+ students have attended GPAT exam, sir, in our college.
Very good. It is very impressive that to know that
No,
only
actually, this is
this.
what this is what called as a peer-to-peer learning concept, which was introduced by NAC as well as by MBA. That is, the peers, the seniors are called as a peers. They teach juniors because it is more easy for them to interact with their current senior sisters and brothers, so that they are able to get a direct idea without any hesitation from them, because they may have a few hesitation with the faculty members to come close to them and ask for the personal doubts and other things, but they may have a freelance of doubt clearance with the seniors. This is what the actually promoted by NAC and other NBA the regulatory bodies, so accreditation bodies. They say that peer-to-peer learning concept is one of the important concepts which will guide the youngsters in a better way. Actually, it was a 1 hour journey now in the Pharma duos, because whenever you start talking, it becomes a. And actually, we have seen that three journeys. One is my journey, other is from Dr. Satish. Though he was, due to his personal reasons, he avoided not to write the gate because of family circumstances. But he has been with many people who have attended gate, and people with. He has also guided many people with to cracked the gate, and another youngster who has recently cracked the GPAT exams, and she's doing her PG with a scholarship. That is most important. What I used to stress: GPAT is not only giving you a seat in a better institution; it gives a scholarship that is 12,500 rupees. Is a very good scholarship, because if you go to initially go for any job, also many times you may get land up only with 10,000 to 12,000 rupees of initial payment of salary, whereas getting a scholarship at 12,000 rupees, it's a thing. And I want to give a personal appreciation on this to Ilavasi on this particular platform. She is doing a lot of other not, as Satisha was asking whether she was asking what we call whether she was transferring her ideas to her juniors regarding GPAT. Not only to the juniors of pharmacy, she is giving entire knowledge to the youngsters of 10th and plus 2 students. Actually, she is having a group of 20 to 30 students every day. She used to give a free tuition class and other things, and she's very good in mathematics. Especially, she's taking 10th mathematics and plus 2 mathematics to a junior school students, not only to the BPharm students, juniors. She's very good girl who is transferring the knowledge, because transferring knowledge is, see, gaining knowledge and sharing knowledge and transferring knowledge is most important aspect, and that too in this young age. Because I used to hear from her that every time she is going giving her max papers and other things to 10th and plus 2 students. Similar way, she's also guiding the BPharm juniors, because she's inside the campus, she's inside the college doing the PhD course. So it is easy for her to convey the things directly to the students rather than from through WhatsApp or any social media. That is how she is doing it. So this is one of the special appreciations that she is able to continue a relationship with the 10th and 12th students also. And she will be a good academician in later date, I hope, because she's having more lot of academic interest on all these aspects. And finally, to conclude with that, I want to say that since she has a passion for studying, she can study PhD in analysis or PhD in any branch of pharmaceutical analysis. That too not only by part-time mode. I wanted to do it in a full-time mode, because that too with
Yes.
some scholarship. Because getting into the full-time mode, then applying for various type of government bodies and getting some scholarships. And because nowadays ICMR and other things are giving good startup scholarship, then with the help of the guides, PhD guides, they can, any scholar can get a good scholarship, and in future also she can go for that time. And I think she can select. I think she'll be having a mindset to have an academic career only, because she was a good teacher for even for 10 students. That is what I mean to say. Now it's over to Dr. Satish sir to give us concluding remarks. For already we have crossed 95 minutes. Sorry, 65 minutes.
Okay, I think that today's talk show will be very interesting one for the inspiration of for students who are willing to go ahead with the PG program, particularly in pharmacy. So this show had a first-hand information from a peer who recently completed her GPAT examination and joined in her own host institution itself. So this will be a very good example for you, and if you can stand as a living example how she had completed her GPAT and how she could get an admission. All those are very transparently brought before you. So I think that my concern I already expressed to you. The proportion of the students appearing for GPAT is now coming less, particularly in Tamil Nadu and southern states of India. So this has to be changed in the coming years. A lot of students. I think that my wish is that all, if 60 students are there in a class, 60 students must try for getting this GPAT examination, and the faculty members should impress upon these students the importance of writing the GPAT, because writing the GPAT is not only for getting a PG seat. It definitely it will give an exposure to write competitive exams ahead. They can write for drug inspect. They can, the knowledge will be useful for preparing for exams for drug inspectors exam or any other competitive exam they want to take. Even UPSC exams also they can take. So for all these things, that will be an inspiration. So my dear faculty members, I request all of you to impress upon pursuing higher education for UG students, and impress upon and share your experiences in post graduation, so that it will create automatically an interest upon the young budding pharmacist. So this is my remark, and thank you for being with us. Once again, over to Dr. Sharma.
Yeah, so we are coming to a concluding session of this particular Pharma Duo talk on GPAT, because we are addressing different areas in our Pharma journey in our Duo talk show. This time it is on a youngster who was a peer-to-peer learning concept, and she has also given a story of how she was able to crack the GPAT exam, and how she is getting the scholarship. I think it will be helpful for the younger generation users. As Dr. Satish had told, all of you get into the GPAT exam first. Whether whatever score you get, that doesn't mind, because we are going to pay some 1,000 or 1,500 rupees for the application and going to write the examination. And we'll be fortunate enough to have a very good score, land up in a good score. Then we can go for a PG education with a good scholarship from AICT. That is what we mean to say. So this is the younger generation should take away message from this particular show. So next Sunday we'll meet you again with another episode on different area, different concept. It's thanks to Mrs. Ilavasi and our wishes to the young girl to become a doctorate in pharmacy, that is to complete a
Sure.
PhD with a full-time aspect.
Yeah,
So
Yes,
I
sir.
also want
that,
to convey some wishes to
that's what we
Ilavarasi.
as a pharma doers want to promote the student as
Sure, sir.
thing. So, and she also
Yeah,
can get take part in an academic growth and academic career. So it's
Yes, sir.
thank you everyone. So
Thank
now
you,
it's
sir.
time to wind up the show. Tata, bye bye. Seeing you. The former deals are signing off for this wonderful Sunday. Bye to everybody.
thank you. Bye.